This is Valley News Live at 5.
Good afternoon. Medical leaders from Fargo and across the state of North Dakota are urging parents to get their kids the COVID-19 vaccine shot to prevent overcrowding of hospitals. They delivered that message during a town hall meeting organized by the state health department. Medical leaders are hoping parents will give their children the vaccine, which is 1/3 of a normal dose. North Dakota has already received 18,000 doses of the pediatric vaccine and is sending them to 214 locations across the state. Contact your healthcare provider on where to get the shot or go to vaccines.gov. The attorneys general of 11 states, including North Dakota, have filed a lawsuit challenging a vaccine mandate for employers issued by President Joe Biden's administration. The new mandate applies to private employers with at least 100 workers. North Dakota's Attorney General and Governor Doug Burgum are both taking aim at whether this mandate from the White House is constitutional. The states are saying this mandate goes against the 10th Amendment, which is about states' rights. These states are requesting an injunction which would halt the mandate from being implemented while it goes through the judicial system. Students at Dilworth, Glendon, Felton schools will need to mask up. Administrators say the rule goes into effect Monday due to COVID numbers in the district. There are reports of multiple teachers and students who are out of class because they have to quarantine. They expect the mask mandate to go on for about 2 weeks. DGF follows Moorhead and Fargo in implementing the mask mandates. High school football teams and their fans will be busy tonight and tomorrow, as well as hunters on both sides of the Red River. Everyone wants to know what the weather will be like, and Nathan is here with a first look. Nathan?
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Yes, it is Friday night football time, and of course, we're watching very carefully some light rain showers making their way through the Devils Lake Basin and our far western neighborhoods. But here's a live look right now at our Devils Lake home of Economy Skycam. You can see some of those darker clouds there in Devils Lake, as well as a bit of a rain shaft there over those RVs in the parking lot. So we are seeing some of those light showers making their way through. Not expecting too much in the way of measurable moisture, but if you are going to those games, have the umbrella or a rain jacket or poncho ready. As you can see, most of that moisture north of I-94, and that's where I do expect it to stay as it moves from west to east across our region. So you do see just outside of Devils Lake, you saw those darker clouds. Yep, we are detecting some of that more organized rainfall there, as well as some there near Jamestown. So this is moving eastward, though. You can see it's mostly light rainfall. But it will persist with us in the Northern Valley through the rest of this evening. Temperatures in that neck of the woods where we are seeing the rainfall, 56 degrees there in Devils Lake at this hour, 59 in Oaks, 60 there in Sisseton. So where we saw some more sunshine today is where those temperatures are the warmest, where the clouds have been a bit more persistent today. Northern Minnesota seeing middle to upper 40s at this hour. 52 in Roseau, though, the lone warm spot there in northern Minnesota. For this evening in Fargo, I do expect mainly quiet conditions. Again, I expect most of that rainfall to be in the Northern Valley. So, of course, as we look at the planner for this evening in Grand Forks, you do see the chance of some more cloud cover as well as some of those rain showers there for this evening. So, Mike, the Minnesota deer openers tomorrow, we'll talk about that and also talk about a first alert weather day we've raised for Friday of next week coming up here in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Nathan. The firearms deer hunting season is underway in North Dakota, and as Nathan mentioned, hunters will be out first thing tomorrow morning in Minnesota. In Minnesota, hunters will have something new to watch for in the field: chronic wasting disease. They are required to bring in any deer older than 1 year that was killed within a CWD zone to a DNR site for testing. Now, the DNR has also put movement restrictions into place, meaning that in areas where CWD has been found, the whole carcasses of deer, including fawns, must stay within those zones until a not detected CWD test result is received. A 50-year-old woman accused of trying to kill a man with a hammer earlier this year has been found not guilty of 2 of 3 charges this week. Alana Rose Ronensati of Grand Forks was originally charged with attempted murder, aggravated assault, and burglary. She was found guilty on aggravated assault and will spend the next 2 years on supervised probation. Authorities said that Ronensati didn't know the victim and didn't have permission to enter the victim's home. One man was arrested following a high-speed chase crisscrossing the interstates in the metro area. Authorities say last night they tried to stop a pickup that was going 95 miles per hour in a 55 zone on I-29 in Fargo. According to authorities, the pickup didn't stop, went on and off I-29 and I-94 trying to get away. Stop sticks were used to blow out 2 tires and bring the chase to an end. 35-year-old Glenn Reiner of Bismarck was arrested for fleeing as well as driving under the influence. Colin Powell's death last month was greeted with an outpouring of grief from American leaders. Former presidents, dignitaries, and family members gathered today at the National Cathedral in the nation's capital to honor a man who helped shape Americans' politics for decades. Powell, a decorated soldier, was respected across both military and political fronts. Isabel Rosales has our story.
A send-off fit for a man many described as larger than life.
He lived a life of service, and he was a great blessing to all who knew him.
Colin Powell, remembered as a trailblazer and a father.
I took his hand, just as he had taken mine decades before. I wanted him to be at peace. But again, I felt my father's love in that hand.
A rare private funeral inside the National Cathedral, attended by U.S. presidents past and present. Memories of his incomparable legacy, peppered with his love for ABBA.
Colin immediately went down on one knee and sang the entire Mamma Mia to a very amused foreign minister from Sweden.
The son of Jamaican immigrants, raised in the South Bronx. Serving 2 tours in Vietnam, the soldier flourished.
I will never not be a soldier.
After a series of promotions, President Ronald Reagan's national security advisor. In 1989, he became the youngest and first black person in the military's highest ranking position.
The man that I have selected to be the next chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Colin L. Powell.
He was so popular. At one point, he was considered a leading contender to become the first black president, and instead became the first black Secretary of State. Now his legacy lives on through his wife and 3 children.
Colin Powell was a great lion with a big heart. We will miss him terribly.
In Washington, Isabel Rosales.
For the first time in history, the state of Minnesota will extend line of duty death benefits to the family of a firefighter who died of cancer. The firefighter was just 53 years old and otherwise in excellent health when he was diagnosed with a form of leukemia in January of 2020. For years, several types of cancer have been considered occupational diseases for firefighters due to high cancer rates and exposure to carcinogens on the job. The fire captain died months after his diagnosis while still on the job, so he got the designation of being killed in the line of duty.
In the next case or the next case, it'll be an easier route to get this benefit for the families. And to have people understand that this job, is a dangerous job. And it's not just fires. We're faced with cancer. We're faced with carcinogens.
The firefighter's family says that they hope the determination on his occupational cancer sets the precedent for future line of duty deaths. White House Democrats are back on their quest to pass 2 bills key to President Biden's agenda. The first one is a $1.2 billion bill to improve the nation's infrastructure, including roads, bridges, and broadband. The second one, the $1.75 trillion Build Back Better plan that would fund new social programs, including 4 weeks of paid family leave, universal pre-K, and battling climate change. Right now, that bill only has Democratic support.
We have a diverse set of points of view in the Democratic caucus. We celebrate that. That's a good thing, but it also sometimes makes threading a needle like this one a little more difficult.
Republicans argue that voters sent a clear message this week with key Democratic losses on Election Day, that Americans don't want these high levels of spending.
If they go forward with this, they are misreading what the voters said in Tuesday's election.
And Republicans argue a total $3 trillion agenda would fuel inflation and bust the budget. Some Minnesota lawmakers want to revive an effort to make sports betting legal. 29 states, including North Dakota and the District of Columbia, have legal sports betting underway now. Another 3 have legalized it and will be up and running soon. Supporters say it's time for Minnesota to catch up. But efforts to make that happen failed at the Capitol before, and some Republicans and Democrats in both chambers hope it's approved next session in January.
Minnesota shouldn't be an island, one of an ever-shrinking number of states that doesn't allow sports betting.
DFL Representative Zach Stevenson says that he'll pitch a bill in the House, but said the details of what it could look like are still not sorted. In order for anything to happen, it will need buy-in not only from lawmakers, but also the state's casinos operated by the tribal governments. They've been opposed in the past, but the Minnesota Indian Gaming Association says it is studying what other states do. Stick around after the weather. Some solid tips that'll help your car run smoothly through the winter.
And tomorrow is that deer opener in Minnesota, so of course we'll break down what you can expect if you're planning on stepping out to maybe get your eyes on some deer. But also we'll talk about a first alert weather day we have raised for Friday next.